Most entrepreneurs are actually working high-stakes jobs they've simply mistaken for transferable businesses. To figure out which one it is, we use the alien abduction test. Imagine you get abducted by aliens tomorrow. No cell phone, no laptop, total radio silence for 90 days. Does your company survive? Does it grow? Or does everything instantly grind to a halt? Here's the paradox of the essential founder. The more vital you are to daily operations, the less the business is worth to a potential buyer. Welcome back to the channel, to our listeners across the globe. Before we dive into the escape plan, please hit that subscribe button to help us satisfy the algorithm. A huge thank you to Stephanie Kuykendall for her ongoing support. And be sure to check out the Culture by Design book series for more deep dives into organizational success. Our guide out of this trap is Stephen Pivnik from AIP Advisory. Stephen specializes in a specific kind of corporate engineering. He helps founders build systems that render them obsolete, allowing the business to finally scale and eventually sell. And speaking of scaling great ideas, we're proud to partner with Crunchtime Gourmet Popcorn and Apples. If you haven't tried their apple pie caramel apples yet, you are missing out. Head over to their website to treat yourself today. When you sit across the table from a massive corporate acquirer, they aren't looking for a charismatic founder. If you hold all the key client relationships and make every strategic decision, the buyer sees concentrated financial risk. For today's resource spotlight, we're looking at LinkedIn. It's where the actual decision makers live. If you want our internal operational templates, go to LinkedIn and message our executive producer the word systems. Unless your goal is a generational family business, the entire architecture must be reverse engineered from a future strategic exit. You build from the finish line backward. This chart outlines the magic number. Lock down the wealth needed for post-exit life, determine current enterprise value, and calculate the gap. Once known, you see how bright, shiny object syndrome drains value. Unrelated pivots widen this gap. This creates a ruthless filtering rule for leadership. If a new initiative does not directly increase enterprise value for an eventual sale, it must be abandoned. Achieving big, hairy, audacious goals, or bags, doesn't require giant leaps of bravery. It requires monotonous, highly documented, and repetitive systems. Stephen points out that growing a business is an endurance sport. You don't finish an Ironman by sprinting out of the gate. Surviving the distance requires disciplined pacing and following a strict plan over a long period. It's the same methodology used to climb Mount Everest. You break a massive objective down into embarrassingly small, repetitive daily tasks. You just focus on climbing the next rock. To keep taking those steps without the founder doing all the walking, you have to adopt the 70% rule. If a team member can execute a task to 70% of your standard, you accept it. Then you use that remaining 30% as a coaching opportunity, rather than taking the task back. Now, before we look at the ultimate payoff for letting go of that control, a quick word about Fundrise's Innovation Fund, VCX. They provide access to high-growth private tech companies long before they go public. Check them out. When you compound that 70% execution across a whole team, you build structure under strain. When a crisis hits, these repetitive routines keep the company alive, without the founder having to swoop in and save the day. This is the afterstate. A creator-independent company functions as a standalone asset, attracting the kind of institutional interest that a founder-dependent shop never could. That independence buys you optionality. When buyers know they aren't acquiring a fragile founder dependency, the leverage shifts to you. You gain the power to choose between an all-cash exit, a stock swap, or a lucrative earnout. Real leadership is measured by how much faster the organization scales once the founder is no longer in the room. As we wrap up, please remember to support our partners. Grab some amazing treats from Crunchtime Gourmet Popcorn and Apples at crunchtimewv.com. Make sure to utilize LinkedIn Premium to supercharge your hiring, networking, and skill-building efforts. And don't forget to explore Fundrise's Innovation Fund at fundrise.com/VCX. For more insights and resources, head over to karaswisher.com and check out our full YouTube channel. A massive thank you to our executive producer, Lanier Johnson, for putting this all together. Until next time, keep improving.